the basic truth about marriage is conflict is inevitable.
It's
You
inevitable.
will conflict.
Yeah.
You mutakanyangana. As in, there's no way you're going to escape this, because you are two different people from very different perspectives, understanding, sometimes even cultures.
Upbringing.
Yeah, how you understand the same thing can be very different. You will have some conflicts. And constructive conflict is you realizing this is not against you.
Yeah.
This is some information or an understanding that you just need to agree with.
Conflict is a part of relationship.
Yes.
And especially if you're close to each other. And constructive is being healthy with conflict.
Yeah.
And therefore accepting that conflict is a part of marriage, but managing it in a healthy way. Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Bold. Well, we're super excited. We've done previous episodes and we've received so many comments, so much love, so much encouragement. And thank you. We are glad that we can be an encouragement, that you can listen even to us. And so we hope you enjoy this. We know you're going to enjoy this. And I'm here again with my husband of 18 years. By the grace of God, we will get old together. And we're talking about paradoxes. Yes.
Yes, paradoxes are truths or situations that seem or feel contradictory, but mean the same thing. Let me give you an example of how a marriage works is by giving. You give, yet you gain. So it's like you're giving, knowing that whatever you're giving, you would rather focus on your partner. That's how you gain. You gain by giving. Such is an example of a paradox. We have a number of them, and they are quite beautiful to go through this. Which one do you think would be like your first paradox in marriage, especially with our marriage?
In our marriage, we've seen that there's some paradox called voluntary obligation. Yani you volunteer, but you're obligated. Which means, I'm going to say it yours, what it means to you.
It's like, let me start with an example. Now, like for us, I remember when after you gave birth to our children, both of them, there was a situation immediately where it was so hard for you to just like switch off and become a mother. Something that I really thought that would happen. But then find out that there are issues, hormonal imbalances, there is postpartum, there is all these things your body has gone through. So here I thought me being a husband would mean that I am caring for you. But then we now have a child. So I intentionally rise up and become both the mother. I have to take care of you, and I also have to take the care of to the children. So I am volunteering,
but you're obligated.
But it's my obligation.
Yeah.
Yes.
It rather means that it should come from inside. When it's internally driven, it's beautiful. And I think there are a few things that, voluntary obligation, in terms of submission and loving your wife.
Yes.
It's not a must. Those people who go like, you must love me, you must submit. It's not obligation. There's a word before obligation. Your voluntary obligation.
Yes.
That you do it willingly.
Yes, and especially like something like our submission, which is quite an issue with many marriages. I think for us men, we want to use submission as an excuse to expect and not give. But it is actually conditional. It is conditional. Like, for you to submit to me, I need to have loved you senseless. As in, you don't have a choice, that it becomes automatic for you to submit. Your submission is not punishment or slavery. It is your authority, knowing that you're supporting this particular person who loves you so much. But like the Bible would say, husbands, love your wives. Yeah, wives, submit to your husband. It has, you give something so that you gain something
Yes.
automatically. So you have an involuntary what do you
You
say?
have a voluntary obligation.
Yes, you volunteer what you're giving,
Mhm.
but you also get something by that transfer. It's like an exchange.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes submission is good, and it's a role and a principle, especially for wives. But there is an understanding of what submission is. There are those who submit even though they are being abused.
Yeah.
There are those who submit because that's the only thing they know. There are those who submit because it is reciprocated right back.
And that's how it should be.
Yes.
It's a reciprocation, because you guys are leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've seen a lot of men say, she has to submit. And
Yeah.
if you ask them, what have you done to love on your wife? It's they've not done much.
Mm-hmm.
And if in fact they have a reason,
Mm.
and then you find people, gentlemen, going, it's too big. Well, God gave you guys to be leaders first.
This particular paradox of marriage is actually so fierce that it doesn't really depend on what you give, but you give it anyway. So, like, for me to love you as my wife, it is actually not an option. Yeah, it's meant to feel like it's an option by our traditions and cultures. But in actual sense, for me to raise a family with you, for me to invest in life together with you, for me to plan ahead in my life with you, I actually need to have in a place that I am secure in you. For me to be secure in you, then I have to love you so much that you know it. I will tell you, I will show you, yeah, I will direct it. So if you submit, for example, yeah, that just becomes a feather on my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you don't, anyway, because I chose you, I brought you into my life, yeah, as the leader now, then I have to figure out how to communicate.
That leads us to the second one.
Yes.
That when someone is not submitting, in that case, you need to have passionate patience.
Yes.
Passionate patience. Just introduce that, because there are a lot of people who you go like, well, there's a lady I had say, she was saying that I left my marriage too early. And there were times, especially at the beginning, when people have not changed to become what that like some changes that you have to make adjustments.
Yes.
And so there are people who give up at that point because umerepeat hiyo kitu umerepeat, but it's not changing. So a lot of people don't have that passionate patience. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's start with like what we believe. We believe in Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and we also believe that we are walking towards the goal that God has set. Now, for us, one of the rules, it's not particularly said it as a rule, but for you to even have success in prayer, you have to be really passionate about prayer. As in, the Bible says, the effectual, in other words, passionate prayer of a righteous man avails much. So our life, like when we meet, when we are young and we are meeting, we are so in love, all we think is the passion thereof. We love, we want to sleep with each other very like immediately. The passion is burning in each of us, and we want that to be immediate. But then you realize
you have to have patience.
There is a process for you to be the passionate that you want. There is a way that you should be passionate the way you think. You have to, now I have to engage your family, I have to engage the government, I have to engage the church, the one we are under. So because I am passionate, that doesn't give me the leeway or the authority to just go ahead and just be passionate. I have to be patient until I can be passionate.
Yeah.
I am very passionate at that particular time, but then there are processes to follow for me to actually enjoy the passion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is passionate.
And for me, passionate patience is you having to be passionate on patience. You understand?
Yes.
Because people can't give up. Just you have to really have called on God and done everything you need to do to decide that I'm leaving my marriage. A passion of patience.
Like, for example, I think everyone who is married understand when you really argue. Yeah, the passion of argument, how you pass out, how you give your point and your issue, how you raise it. It doesn't come with an excuse me, I need to tell you this. No, it comes out as it comes out. That is passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is how our life is supposed to be. How we raise our children, how we invest in businesses, how we plan our life, how we plan for our children. It's supposed to be passionate, but now patiently in kind, because there is a way, as in, for example, a lot of things that are evil and wicked. Yeah, for example, rape, even in marriage, it is passion that is not patient. Yeah, the same thing with lying. People will lie and will go adding so many stories passionately. So the same thing applies to marriage. Be passionate, but be patient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
passionate and patient.
Mm,
Faith applies in marriage.
yes.
You know how scripture says faith, hope, and love. These three must remain. Those apply in marriage. Yeah.
Yes.
So would you want to tell us what you have had faith about this marriage and you've seen, God work it over time?
First of all, I think in my waiting for the wife that God would give me, and in expecting that particular person, I had images of who that person would be. I had a way of thinking the person would be like this, they would be built like this, they would talk like this, they would do this particular thing. But when you pray, you then understand, as you pray, you are surrendering yourself to a higher power that can be able to guide you. So if you know what faith is, it means that you have surrendered yourself to be directed. Let me say it like this. If I want to be guided, yeah, and there's someone to guide me, then I cut down on my choice.
Yeah.
You cannot choose and be guided, because the guider knows the best truth for you to follow. So for me, I waited, but then when you came in my life, I was intentional about, okay, how do I then go through this? I went through back to your home. We did the cultural expectation for a man to get to get a woman from your family, from your relatives. Yeah, we come back to church, communicate that we are relating, and which is the process. We went through premarital counseling for me to understand what is it is expected of me as a person who should take care of a wife. Then the government requires this arrangement to be made legal. So I then have to go through the processes of the government, and all this time, if we were allowed, if it was supposed to just happen like that, you don't have to go to your parents, and you don't have to go to follow through the government, but you lose at the end of the day. Yes.
Okay. Another paradox is familiar mystery. This is when you think you know your person, and then you realize, well, there's a new layer to them. Just a simple example. Another day we were having couples around us, and so those bonding cards, and my husband was asked one thing he loves. And you know what he said? He loves phone calls. I'm like, what? I never knew that you love phone calls. Well, I'm quite the opposite. I'm not very phone call person. I'm a bit more of a text message person. So David is like, I like it when people call me because is it because you want to feel needed? What is this?
No, it's not about being needed. It's actually having an opinion in someone else's processes. Like when
but
someone
you also
calls,
like activity.
Yes, I don't like just sitting, like just doing nothing.
Yeah.
I want to do other things. Then over time, and especially when I started now managing you, I realized I had a lot of people to talk to. Yeah. So my choice was then, how do I enjoy this? How do I then enjoy this?
So it became something you look forward to.
Now I want to actually talk to someone about, okay, how do we do this? How do you expect this to be done?
Yeah.
What did you expect when you're talking to me? And then it becomes you have made connections through phone calls that I would otherwise not make.
Okay.
I have enjoyed calls, like when conmens call, for example. Someone goes like, hey, Safaricom calling you, and I enjoy taking that person round the round he wants to take me.
Yeah.
When I especially know this person, this is intentional
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
It's just fun talking to
Yeah.
people.
It's really fun being an extrovert.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, so so you realize something new. It's like I've also seen a thing whereby someone when they're younger they like, having businesses here, and their dream and aspiration is to have a new house, new houses, new projects.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a couple we met and he was always like that. And then he said, I remember he said, your testimation. Now what they want is just a quiet garden. They just want to learn the piano.
Yeah.
There are changes in life that happen. And so for the wife, that was a familiar mystery, like, oh, he has really changed because he was all out there. Now he just
Yes.
wants peace. And to, and of course it's because of the things that you go through in life that you
Yes.
begin to realize what I just want is peace. I want a quiet garden. I want to learn the piano. I want to be with my family. Yeah.
It's more of predictive, you being able to predict what should happen. Yeah, and thinking you actually are in charge of it. For example, you get married to someone and you think you know them. Yeah, you believe this person is similar with this way, you do this way, you think, and sometimes even finish each other's sentences.
Like, you know what you're going to order,
Yes,
apple juice,
Then along the second sentence of your life, and you realize you don't know this person. You cannot believe they would come up with a way of doing things the way they just did. Very contrary to you. Like now, before we got married, we actually thought the same. We did the same. Yeah. And even now, there are times you will go wear an attire and then we find each other and we actually did the same. We wear the same colors and such without even corresponding or being together in the same space. Then over time, we realize the things you have conflict in, you can't believe this person, the one you think you're familiar with, how they are such a mystery. Yeah.
You know, there was a while,
Yeah.
because when we got married, you were wearing shirts. You were always on shirts, and then all of a sudden, you start wearing suits. So we're like, who is this?
Who are you?
You're a familiar mystery. And so expect, things that will shock you about your spouse. And I think God keeps us in a way that we have to keep learning from each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think women, we are the ones who are a mystery more. We are a familiar mystery. You think you know your wife, and then, that's what men say, and they shock you, so that you keep learning them through the years.
Yeah. And also the fact that this keeps being challenging to each other's every other day keeps your love actually more passionate.
Yeah.
When you want to learn about this person and you are there, so you will create time, you will bring them closer to you, you will know what kind of gifts they like, why it's just interesting to learn this particular person. But you can also take it the other way.
You see, like I used to like not like going out. Like I used to say that, but now I changed. See, I told you I changed. Now I like going out. Yeah, that introvert face, I've said no.
And for marriages now, it's such a hard knock when that change happens, because especially for us who are very logical, very calculating, and very clear cut on what you want to do, you get taken by surprise. Oh, I thought you said we don't do that. You don't like this. Like, remember when you didn't like flowers for a long time? You didn't like flowers. Then all of a sudden, you now actually appreciate flowers. And I'm wondering, when did you change?
No, I appreciate the act. Yeah.
You still don't like flowers?
They're not my thing. Okay.
Yeah.
On honest diplomacy is another paradox. Yes, and honest diplomacy is where you're honest but diplomatic. And I think for me a long time, because honesty was my strength. Having to learn how to be more diplomatic. In fact, now for me, humor
still is.
I'm still learning. Humor for me is when people are honest, as in when you can joke honestly, you can talk honestly. But also now, of course, there's the line to be drawn for honest diplomacy in marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of our issues were me being too honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honesty sometimes can be very aggressive and brutal. Yeah. There is a way it sometimes you just meet someone and like, I don't know which one to say. We had a friend, and I remember she was a young girl, and was you. And we are in a meeting somewhere, and then the girl is just, I think she was celebrating some birthday.
Nah, don't say that one.
Yeah, let me say that. It comes out very well because you didn't mean it like that. But this person comes to you and say, I just turned this years. And for that particular situation, that was not exciting for you. So you went ahead and told the girl, you will soon be 40. What are you doing about it? As in, it's wisdom, yes, but the way it came out, it can easily be taken as you rude.
It's brutal honesty.
Yes, it's brutally honest.
Brutal honesty does not work in marriage. It doesn't work in marriage, and it's a thing that we do a lot as Kenyans.
Yeah.
You know, as Africans. It doesn't work.
It also comes out as judgment most of the times. When you tell someone intentionally, you know someone is a liar. And there is no other way to tell them that you know they are lying, apart from just telling, stop the lies. As in, but there is a way you can guide them. Do you know there is a different way you can say this without having to lie?
You know, there's a couple, a friend, okay, a long-time friend, and they were both in music. And one of the spouses, because he was the head of the family, insisted on singing. But he would sing off and very off, but the wife was the singer. And so, you know, as he's singing, we'd be thinking, why can't the wife just tell him, your gift is not in singing?
Yeah.
You know, you can't sing. But now some brutal honesty is needed there, because there are things that I've seen. There are situations whereby you have your person, you know, wanting to be a musician or doing something that you know is not for them, and you know it, we know it, they all know it, you know, and but nobody can tell that person the truth. I think you also owe your spouse the truth. You know, that outfit does not look very good. Find a nice way of saying it. You know, some honesty is needed, but with diplomacy.
Yes, there's actually a verse, and it's Ephesians 4:15, which actually tells us how to speak truth in love. As in, figure out, consider how you're going to communicate what you want to communicate because you love, not complaining or blaming. Yeah, figure out how you're going to remove the harshness and communicate it in love. Yeah, there's so many languages you can use, but this one concerns you, so figure out. Yeah.
Okay. Accepted aspiration. Muguro.
We have, you know how when you're growing up, you have these dreams of who you want to become, and you sometimes even get the pathway of how you're going to become what you wanted to become. But then you come to marriage and it has to be accepted to your partner because it matters what you guys are doing together. Basically, it's accepting the other partner as a major contributor, yeah, and influencer of your aspiration. Like for us, we have come to learn that we are going to communicate to communities. We are going to communicate to people. We are going to tell people about our stories. So we have to learn about counseling. We have to learn about a psychological way of figuring this out. It's something that is an aspiration, but it's now accepted aspiration.
It's more of positivity.
Yes.
Being positive when you're at it. Because we tend to be on the four horsemen.
Yeah.
Criticism is one of the four. Criticism, and we criticize each other, while positivity builds a person better.
Yeah.
it's what? It's unconditional positive regard. Unconditional positive regard.
Yeah.
That, sometimes you're just speaking faith even,
Mm-hmm.
but you positively say, if you're, we're doing this show,
Mm-hmm.
you positively, it's affirmations.
Yes, it is
It's
affirmations. Yes, you have to affirm your partner
Yeah.
to the journey you both are going to.
Yeah.
Some couples are not in the same field, and it's respectable. It is perfectly in order. But then you realize you need your partner happy, even if you're not in the same field of mastery or skill. So it is important that you affirm that particular person. They affirm you, so that where you're going together becomes the same journey, even if you're doing different things. Yes.
Yeah. Because not being positive causes a lot of defensive-ness.
Yes.
It becomes a fight. So, encourage your spouse.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we were still seen as Christ died for us.
Yes.
He loved us. He was positive about us, even while we were still sin. I think also with the prodigal son, while he was still messing up, his father was still, loving on him. And when he comes home, he goes like, wow, welcome back.
Yes.
He was positive. Can you imagine if he was negative? And so sometimes God requires of us to be positive, like the father of the prodigal son, to our spouses, to help them achieve their aspirations.
And for an example, I think we have had a few young men around us, and we have noticed, especially when they come from a place of need and scarcity, they come in with a mentality like they are doing you a favor, or you're doing them a favor, whichever way. And I have seen when we talk to them, from a point, this is why I'm doing this. This is for you to take advantage of what we are doing, and you can actually change the trajectory of your life with this particular assistance. The communication usually opens up to, these people are not, I'm not living to please them. They are not waiting for me to fail so that they can punish me. And they feel I am loved. That is why I have been given this opportunity. And it should be so with every kind of relationship. Even your relatives, sometimes the reason you at loggerhead is because you only see, you only criticize, you only defend, you stonewalling each other. Yeah, you cannot move ahead. So it is important to affirm. To what did you call the paradox?
It's called accepted aspiration.
Yes, yeah.
Positive regard. And I think that's a thing I've seen with family.
Yeah.
There are certain people that work your nerves, and they're gifted at it.
Oh yeah.
And the worst thing you can do is rise up and fight them, right back with the energy that they give, respond with the energy that the negative energy that they're giving. One thing I've learned with especially family and relatives is you can ignore that and instead choose to love them.
Yes.
And I've seen people change. I've seen people who were very nasty just because we were positive, changing and becoming people that actually bring you joy.
Yeah.
I've seen it here. So when you're positive and love people unconditionally, you're going to see change. You're going to see change eventually in their lives. So yes, some people are nasty, and but you make your decision. I will have unconditional positive regard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just to finish on that, sometimes it's so not so much that the people are bad or wicked or evil. They just don't know a different way.
And they have insecurities.
Yes. We have errors,
not grown.
mistakes. We have failed in different angles and different times and effects. So you have an attitude like you can't do this. Your self-esteem can easily make someone feel like you're being arrogant or rude. So sometimes when you reach out to them and direct them in love, they actually see, I'm not being judged. I can be able to be different. And you like a few relationships that we have around us were people we would easily have thought were enemies. Yeah.
And dumped them.
Yes. But over time, you realize you opening your heart for them gave them the assurance that they were safe with you.
Yeah.
And later the relationship becomes they blossom, they are beneficial, they are an
Mm.
advantage to so many other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same case with the marriage. Look at your partner and figure out how to help the weaknesses, not crucify.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll take a short break and I'll tell you that I've been dressed by Massy Wear. We're the coolest fashion in town.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Se look good
Mm-hmm. Very good.
in yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. The next paradox is
Yes.
constructive conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So constructive conflict is whereby you realize that conflict is a part of relationship.
Yes.
And especially if you're close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And being constructive is being healthy with conflict.
Yeah.
And therefore, accepting that conflict is a part of marriage, but managing it in a healthy way.
Yes.
That's just a summary of constructive conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Many couples who are unhealthy,
Yes.
and it's not that we've always been healthy, but healthy relationships is where people respect conflict.
Yes.
They don't treat it as as incomprehensible. Like, this cannot be. Siwezi fanyiwa hivyo.
Yes.
You have to accept. You see, healthy marriages, you have to work together and deal with the conflict
Yes.
in a wise way.
Yeah, conflict, first of all, the basic truth about marriage is conflict is inevitable.
It's
You
inevitable.
will conflict.
Yeah.
You mutakanyangana. As in, there's no way you're going to escape this because you are two different people from very different perspectives, understanding, sometimes even cultures.
Upbringing.
Yeah, how you understand the same thing can be very different. You will have some conflicts. And constructive conflict is you realizing this is not against you.
Yeah.
This is some information or an understanding that you just need to agree with. Yeah. The basic one is like what we were saying earlier. You will criticize this person's weaknesses or their differences or their way of doing that. You will defend your faults and excuses, your mistakes and your errors. You will reject direction from your partner. Yet, this is the only person you're going to live with for the longest time.
Yeah.
So the best thing, and this is something I have found with ourselves, is we come from two different tribes. Yeah, they may be close, but they're very different in many ways. What I learned, for me, was to enjoy learning your culture. Me teaching our culture.
Yeah.
As in, that becomes a place where we now share our issues. So you would understand why I think like this, how I grew up, or how our family would deal with a particular issue. And that has become a beautiful learning point of a different, beautiful culture that I didn't have. And I think that should be the way for every marriage. People need to just enjoy learning from each other rather than make them issues with your marriage. There are people who have left each other because simply they don't come from the same tribe. In-laws have issues because you married from a different or different country for that matter, or different races. As in, they are there, but you can be interesting.
I'm remembering methalis. Panapo nia pana njia. Panapo nia ya kukaa kwenye ndoa pana njia, yani. Ndio. The next paradox is comfortable edge. So it's whereby you're comfortable, yes, having a good marriage, but you have to push each other to the edge so that you can do what you need to do in purpose. For example, I was never on social media. You're always the one, starting my pages, encouraging. But then posting for me was like so hard. I didn't even understand why we are doing it, So I realized later, you pushing me to post stuff has helped me reach people, be a blessing to people.
Yeah.
Not only that, I never imagined a lot of the money that we've gotten has been through social media, advertising for brands, doing deals like Mosho Moja, doing deals like with, different brands,
Yes.
different
Yeah.
brands, different brands, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so just because you were a comfortable edge, we were able to see income, very good income, come from, social media.
Yeah.
And so comfortable edge is that place of challenging each other. I think there's a thing that people go like, don't challenge each other, don't any. It's very important to challenge each other with honest diplomacy, not criticism. I know criticism doesn't work.
Yeah, it does not.
It doesn't work, but with honest diplomacy. What's your take?
Yes, the comfortable edge is where we have to think about, I have to think about you, sometimes even more than me, because in you doing well in this particular edge helps us do more.
Yeah.
For example, you being a public figure needed particular processes to be in place. So whatever I know for marketing and entrepreneurship means that I have to place you in a place where that becomes an advantage. That doesn't mean that is what you like. Yeah, you may not even like taking those or telling people about your personal thing, but it is important. Why? Your credibility requires to be clear. Your story has to be the same. Yeah, both how the people God has given you and the person you are communicating to. Like we have met so many people who you talk to through your music, through a quote, through your post. Yeah, and for that places you in a good place.
I have impact just through that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And most marriages are squared, are silent because the partners did not realize how to push each other towards the edge for growth.
Yes.
It is.
And so you just sit there and never develop.
Yes.
And, people never go to school.
Especially without a challenge.
Yeah.
If I cannot challenge you to be a better person, then expect me to offend you, you offend me, I defend me, you defend you, and the cycle continues. Yeah, because all our focus is only to each other, and we will see clearly the cracks, the faults, the errors, the misconceptions. Yeah, but with an edge where you can, for you to really talk to this particular community, you need to learn this language. Yeah. That one will not come like it is so easy for you to learn that particular language.
Yeah.
But by you getting there, you have more impact, you can do more, and you can actually, your aspiration can come out clearly.
Yeah.
It's an edge of growth.
Yeah. I think it's important for all of us to be honest, as couples, and help each other, because there's nobody who will know you better than your spouse. Nobody knows your strengths better than your spouse, and your weaknesses. And therefore, when it's done well, this comfortable edge of pushing each other towards purpose helps families be high achievers. And the worst thing is to have a husband who doesn't listen to the wife.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not because wives are right all the time, but it's because God gives them
Even
to be helpers. So. we are right all the time. So, but God gives wives as helpers. And I believe any person who's married a good woman should listen to that edge when you're being pushed to be what, there are women who keep saying, I need this person to do this, that. I don't know, for men, it's kind of easier because you're the heads of the family. But for women, I think it's harder. And I think you should talk to the men right now and tell them that women are helps.
Yes.
Yes.
They are. They were made from our bone. Bone is what gives you blood. As in, basically, life comes from the bones. So you having a wife is such a privilege that the Bible calls it that you found favor with the Lord.
Yes.
So you have an advantage that is right next to you. But the way you deal with this favor, the way we deal with this particular help, isn't according to you.
Yeah.
They came out with a manual for you. Your wife has a manual how to operate the machine called you. Yeah, so they come up knowing things you don't even know yourself. Allow them to be part of your life in such a way, with diplomacy. Of course, every woman, please hear me, be very diplomatic in how you are pointing out the mistakes, how you want him to get off the couch and off the social media. Yeah, figure out the best language you can be able to make him feel not only valued, respected, and worth your time, because this is a journey that you're going to walk together. And every man, listen, your wife may not be able to say to you exactly where you are, but they know. If you are to give them an opportunity, they will tell you where you're wrong, how we can improve this particular one, which changes we need with our family, which child to push a bit more. Sometimes, as biased as we can get, even our children, we have to push them to what they must become. So how much more about this particular person who is you? And I am glad to have this opportunity to say that to you. May you be blessed and glorify God in your life. Bye.